Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. I apologize for being late, but welcome. Now, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about money flow. We're talking about the ability to follow money so that you can ride one economic boom to the next. Now, a lot of you may not know this. History and current events, it speaks money. And what is my live stream about? My live stream is about money. My live stream is helping you understand things that may appear to be complicated, and I simplify it so that you can build a future and a present type of living that is in the flow of money and is in complete abundance. When you watch me, I firmly believe that poverty becomes a choice, because now you understand that money is not allergic to you, money is not avoiding you, money moves. And the problem is that most of us working class, employee-minded people is that we seem to think that money is running away from us or running circles around us, when it's your mindset, it's your decision making, and it's your lack of action that actually impacts your ability to stack that cash. So I want to inform you, this live is not entertainment. This is educational. This is informational. If you cannot keep up, you have the following rights. You may scroll, or you may sit down and sit back and learn. No different than going to school. Anyone who disrupts my live, you will be muted and or blocked. So if you have no interest or being muted or blocked, I suggest you add value. Hearts are not values. My hair is not value. Roses are not value. And the last thing I ask is that if you're vibing with me, you're liking what I'm saying, all I'm asking you to do is to tap the screen and give me hearts. Because when you tap the screen, you give me hearts, it lets me know that you're understanding me, you're keeping up with me. It lets TikTok know I'm adding value and I can help as many people as possible. So let me repeat, this is about money. Now, what I'm talking about right now, let's talk about car tariffs. Now, a lot of people are getting really sensitive about tariffs. Tariffs are no different than going to a grocery store and them increasing the price of eggs and bacon by 25%. Listen to me. There are a lot of powerful people, business-wise, country-wise, who are getting nipple sensitive by the fact that tariffs are going around. Tariffs are no different than you paying double the price for a dozen of eggs, or you paying double the price for bacon. It's called inflation. So what I'm trying to understand is that tariffs are a natural part of business. Many countries have had no problems leveraging tariffs against the United States of America for a number of years. And now that United States of America is basically, tariffs are a bit more complicated than that. I know, but if you were paying attention, Blackfire, you would have known that I'm simplifying things for people to understand. So let me gonna tell you this. I'm gonna do you the favor, and I'm going to mute you. Okay, Blackfire? I muted you. You need to focus on my live stream. I want to be clear. I don't have patience for this bullshit. Tariffs are more complicated than that, but it's people like you who basically keep other people from understanding the simplicity of it, and then they're not able to make economic decisions to benefit their life. So anyone else, I want you to take that as an example. Tariffs are complicated. Tariffs are used for economic policy, but for the simplicity of common people who are trying to understand this around the world, I am equating it to price hikes that happen in stores. When you go to Target, you go to Walmart, you go to Costco, you go to the mall, and they increase prices. That is what I'm equating tariffs to. And if you don't like it, scroll, or you will be muted. Now back on topic. Okay, are you with me? Tariffs are being leveraged right now because the U.S. has a long history. Hi, Aaron. The U.S. has a long history of paying tariffs to import our goods into other countries. But now that we are trying to, now that we are trying to get more fair, equitable trade deals, now that we're trying to get more fair, equitable trade deals, a lot of countries are actually having problems with our new stance on our economic policies. Now, what you must understand is that countries that we are leveraging tariffs on have already had tariffs on us. I'm going to give you a chance to catch up, okay? Because those hearts are telling me people are not catching up. The U.S. is putting tariffs on countries that have already had tariffs on us. I want you to sit back and think about the magnitude of what I'm saying. So you have a number of countries who are basically upset in arms, their arms are throwing back. They're on the fainting couch. Talking about we're being unfair when the U.S., as U.S. citizens, we Google it, when we have been paying tariffs on goods the whole damn time. Now that should basically make you guys want to go, why is the stock market in such an uproar? Why is a company like BlackRock suggesting that domestic investments and foreign investments get taken out of the U.S. and put into China when these countries have had tariffs against us the whole time? This is a prime example of how the U.S. has intentionally positioned itself in such a way that we have been economically exploited. Now, we have been economically exploited because of our own choice. We have benefited from intel. We have benefited from having a specific geographical location on the globe that have helped us maintain stability and or power. But you must understand, as of today now, those deals that we structured 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago are no longer serving the interests of the United States. Thank you for the gift, Copycat. Are you with me, everyone? I told you this is a complicated live stream. Please tap. Your tapping lets me know that we're on the same page because I'm going to let you know how you can ride an economic boom and how you can stack your cash. So if you're keeping up with me, tariffs are a form of price increase. Tariffs are a form of punishment. Tariffs are a form of leveraging our economic power to get what we want to benefit the United States of America and the global trade. I want to be clear. So what's happening? The cost of tariffs will cost Americans $100 billion. Trump insists on the U.S. becoming a manufacturing powerhouse. Now, when you think of the U.S. becoming a manufacturing powerhouse, you think of the days of the Industrial Revolution. You think of the days when, Ford and GM, they were big, huge manufacturing powerhouses. But I have some information to share with you all. With manufacturing coming back because of tariffs, that doesn't necessarily benefit you per se. And it's really critical that you're listening to what I'm saying. Because when I tell you manufacturing is coming back, naturally people who are used to blue collar type of employment, you start to say, hell yeah. But I'm here to tell you, hell no. And let me explain to you why. As we have an economic recession that's happening right now, we also have an economic boom. We have an economic boom. Now, what is that economic boom in? Well, this economic boom is actually in digital technologies. Digital technologies include AI, quantum computing, automations, robotics, the list goes on and on and on. They are making robots. So even though Trump is leveraging tariffs and protectionism type of policies, I have to burst your bubble. The jobs are not coming back for you. The jobs are coming back for humanoids. Humanoids are robots that basically emulate us. So how do we get in a position where humanoids are adding more value than us as human beings? Do you understand what I'm saying? How as humans, do we position ourselves such that a humanoid adds more value to a company than a human being? You must ponder on what I'm saying. Take a moment to think about what I'm saying. Because if a company can use a robot to replace your actions, then that essentially means we need to get on the ball as people. People who add value, people who know their value, are people who stack their cash. Now, this has nothing to do with confidence. This has to do with skill set, knowledge, and taking action at the right time. So I don't want you to get despondent in my live stream. I'm here to educate you. I'm here to show you how you can play the game and how you can emulate the actions of the rich and powerful so that you are operating within the flow of money. Now, some of you are in shock or some of you are confused. But I need you to tap that screen because I'm not going to proceed with everything I have to talk about until I see that we're understanding. I can't go forward unless I know you understand. And if you don't understand, then this may not be the right live stream for you. Real talk, no disrespect. So now you're at a position where AI and quantum computing can actually excel more than human beings. Now, I fully believe that humans, we can outdo AI and quantum computing. I firmly believe that. But we need to break our mindset. We need to look at things differently, and we need to step up to the plate and do what we're meant to do on this earth. Because when you start adding value, you can start earning money. If you keep having your hand out, waiting for an employer to pay you or waiting for the government to pay you, you're always going to be in a state of stupor and decline, economic decline. And if you can't handle what I'm saying, I apologize, but this is about money. And if you don't want money, you don't need money, then you don't stay on my live stream. Are we clear? So this is what's happening. Security analysts call this, Carmageddon. Okay? Security analysts are calling this Carmageddon. Now, to me, that's a bit extreme. Because you know and I know the U.S. had a very strong period of car manufacturing. We designed cars and put cars on the market that made the rest of the world salivate at the mouth. So now that we're leveraging tariffs, people are trying to say that this is Carmageddon. This is not Carmageddon. This is called economic shifting. This is called changing things on the money board in our favor so that money starts flowing from us. If you don't know, the U.S. engaged in a heavy period of outsourcing. Outsourcing is when you take manufacturing and certain types of jobs, I would say they're not high value jobs, okay? I'm going to speak very frankly. Outsourcing happened and they took less than high value jobs and they outsourced them to developing countries that allowed us to be more profitable, and it allowed these countries to become more rich. Because of the outsourcing, okay, it caused money to flow out of the US. You must understand, even though a lot of companies made riches and a lot of profits, outsourcing certain jobs and manufacturing and positions actually caused the money flow to go out of the US. But it benefited us. It no longer benefits us now. So with these tariff type of policies and what is happening, it is actually pulling the money back to us like a magnet. These policies are creating a change in money flow. Okay, it's like a magnet. Now on the short term, it's going to impact consumers. I'm not going to lie to you. There are short-term costs to tariffs being placed on cars. Now, for some of you, how do you solve that problem? You need to earn more money. Real talk. More money solves the problem. Earning more money solves the problem. Saving money is not going to save you from an economic recession. Spending money and having money to spend is what causes economic growth, which is the purpose at the end of my live stream, is to help you understand how to make more money so that you're not cutting corners and you're not, robbing Peter to pay Paul. You actually understand how to make money during an economic boom. That is the purpose, okay? So a $5,000 car, basically a $5,000 car or a $10,000 car, you're going to add about $2,500 onto it. Now, some of you can say, I can't afford this. I'm telling you, you can if you get your money straight. I personally do not focus on tariffs. I only focus on tariffs on the fact that money is moving and money is shifting. Because my sole purpose is how to stack that cash, how to get more money. So Trump is aiming to emulate the policies of Beijing. Now, listen to me. Trump is working to emulate the economic policies of Beijing. So the same country that we're fighting with and saying that we are being unfair on tariffs, we're doing exactly what they've been doing to the US. What do you think about that? Come on now. China is complaining and aligning itself with the EU and Canada because they are trying to position themselves like we are being unreasonable. But if you know facts and you know history, we have been paying tariffs and China has been benefiting. So what is fair is fair. Exactly. This is the purpose of understanding history, Because when you understand history, you can actually start to make sense of the distractions that are happening in the news. You have Wall Street, you have Citibank, you have HSBC, you have BlackRock all telling us that China is overweight. China is where you should be investing your money. China is angry with the United States because they want this money. They want this dollar. Because if they could get this money from any other country, they wouldn't give a damn about the United States of America tariffs. They would not give a damn about the tariffs of USA if they could stack this cash the same way. So that is why I'm trying to teach you guys how to objectively look at information and realize everything you see is not what it is. This is a tug of war about money flow. You are watching an economic power struggle over entitlement, over greed. And this is causing money to go back and forth. Now, where's the money going to land? Well, I know where I'm placing my decision on. But I'm telling you fundamentally, thank you for the gift. I'm telling you, this is a power shift over economics, over money flow. Now, Trump's policies are similar to Beijing. China is beating the U.S. in innovation in the auto industry. China is actually able to beat the U.S. at this point in time because of their policies. So our auto industries are suffering until now. Until now. GM, Ford, all of these classic car companies that you have grown to love and you probably have forgotten about are now getting a resurgence of life, of economic life and money because of the tariffs that Trump are putting in place. Now, these policies are aimed at long-term dominance, okay? This is long-term dominance. This is not something that's going to take effect tomorrow. So in the meantime, everyone like us are going to have to deal with the consequences of higher car prices. It's called an investment. You are investing in economic dominance by paying tariffs right now. Now, right now it stings, but you must understand to continue to have the great economy that you have grown to love and grown accustomed to as far as lifestyle, there are certain hardcore boss moves. No one will buy cars. That's not true. Only broke people won't buy cars. Listen, no one's going to buy cars. No. Let me tell you who can't buy cars. Broke people. And that's why you're watching my live stream. Because if you're watching my live stream, my goal is to take you from broke money to new money to more money. Only broke people will not be able to buy cars. Focus on that. So instead of telling me about what someone cannot do, what I want to tell you is what people can do. And people can earn money during an economic boom and an economic recession. Get your shit straight. Okay? Are we cool? Are we cool? My live stream is to take you from broke money to new money to more money. So don't tell me cars will not be bought. Cars will be bought. You will be walking unless you pay attention. So here we go. Elon Musk. Elon Musk sells his X stock to his own AI company. I want you to listen to me. You can get muted. Watch this. You're going to get blocked. 1964 going to get blocked. 1964 is going to get blocked. Jen is going to get muted because you're not focusing. All right? Jen's going to get muted because you're not focusing. This is hardcore news, people. I need you to pay attention. Value-adding questions, value-adding comments. Value-adding questions, value-adding comments. I am not here to simplify my live stream for you. I am here to elevate your intelligence and your critical thinking abilities when it comes to economics, business, and current events. If you cannot keep up, that is not my problem. That's your problem. Now watch me or scroll away from me. All right? Now Elon Musk sells his X stock in a $33 billion all-stock deal. This is huge because I mentioned 2 to 3 weeks ago, if it was me and the stock market was plummeting and the stock market was tap dancing around the 200-day moving average, let me tell you what I would do. I would take my stock off the stock market. I want to repeat, there is a line called the 200-day moving average line. The stock market is tap dancing around that line. What does that mean? That means the value of the stock market is down. It's sliding down. When the stock market is using the 200-day moving average line. Now, if you don't know, there's 365 days in the year. Out of 200 of those days, investors are using the 200-day moving average as a resistance, as a support to measure. They're actually praying. They're praying that the stock market does not go through that 200 moving line. Because if that does, you must understand that means it's real. It has gotten real. Now, if you believe the lies, I'm telling you, anytime the stock market has to use a 200-day moving average line instead of 7 days, 15 days, 30 days, 60 or 90, I'm telling you, the economy is shrinking. Now, I mentioned 2 to 3 weeks ago that if I was a CEO of a company, I would buy my own stock back. I would purchase my stock back and I would take it off of the publicly traded market. This is a type of economic transformation that's happening in front of your face. So Elon Musk just sold his own stock in a $33 billion all stock deal. He absorbed one of his companies. Now, some of y'all got a problem with Elon Musk. Real talk. For a number of reasons. Y'all got a problem with Elon Musk. But let me tell you about Elon Musk. Elon Musk got rich off of PayPal. Elon Musk got rich off of PayPal. Then he took his riches and he invested in renewable energies. So I must help you understand that Elon Musk is rich. He's brilliant. He's a little cray-cray. But he plays the long game. So even though his stock is taking a nosedive, that man doesn't care because this man understands economic business cycles. It's only the people who are rubbing two pennies together trying to make a wish, rubbing two pennies together trying to make a wish on a dollar, who has a problem with Elon Musk stock dropping. Elon doesn't care about his stock dropping because Elon Musk is investing in technological innovations that aligns him with the digital economic boom. Are you with me? Even though his stock is plummeting, he knows he's going to get all that money back because he's spending his time investing in technologies that are putting us out of a job. You need to stop getting distracted. You guys need to stop getting distracted. I told you, there are news about race, religion, politics, protests that are distracting you from the flow of money. This is how the rich get rich because the poor are too busy scratching and sniffing and gossiping. I said it, you heard it. You're scratching, you're sniffing, you're gossiping, and you're running around chasing your own tails instead of following the flow of money. So when Elon Musk stock is dropping, this man is still stacking that cash. He's stacking that bank. And you know what you're doing? You're complaining, you're whining, and you're protesting. This is not the place in my live stream, okay? This is about money, how to stack money. So he absorbs X. I think it's a brilliant move. I think it's a midterm and long-term brilliant move because this man is banking on cash. And he knows it's going to come because of quantum computing, AI, automations, cybersecurity. The list goes on and on and on. Maria, you're going to be muted, Maria. All right, you've been warned. If you can't pay attention, you're going to be muted. Now, the FDIC and the OCC move to standardize crypto banking. Oh my goodness. I want y'all to listen to me. Banks were one of the main systems that were against crypto. I want you to listen. This is where history comes into play. When crypto got started and they thought it was a bunch of derelict, delinquent traders who were playing with fake air money got started. Banks were sitting in their goddamn high rise, okay, glass walls, and they were laughing their ass off about the how irrelevant crypto was, how crypto wasn't going anywhere. Fast forward till today, banks are now moving to standardize crypto banking. What in the hell is going on in this world? If you don't understand what I'm saying, thank you, Uncle. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you need to keep the hell up. Listen to me. When crypto got started, they thought it was a bunch of delinquent hackers that were playing with fake money and a metaverse. Now these sons of bitches in their bespoke suits are sitting there. They've gotten approval from the FDIC and the OCC to standardize crypto. When did banks get involved in crypto? Because I thought banks dealt with cash. I thought banks dealt with real assets like cash. And cash is based off of the stock market and businesses. Thank you for the gift. So now banks are getting involved in crypto. Let me tell you what that means. Let me tell you what this means. Banks are trying to move money and not get caught by Doge. Hold on. Cashless society is yes, but that's not the purpose of banks. Banks are supposed to be dealing with real money. How do banks work? Banks take other people's money, they pool your money, and they use your money to offer loans. Banks make money off of fees, interest loans, interest payments. That's how a bank uses money. Bank leverages your hard-earned cash to earn a profit. That's how banks make money. Now, banks are using crypto to move money between banks. What does that sound like to y'all? Banks are using crypto to move money. When do banks need to use crypto to move money unless something smells suspicious? It smells like bullshit to me. Crypto is risky. Crypto is more risky than the stock market because crypto is based off of consumer confidence. It's based off of human emotions. It's worse than the stock market. So if banks are now moving away from the stock market, who is tap dancing around the 200-day moving average, I'm telling you what that means for you. It's not a good sign. Now, if you know nothing about banks, when banks are not regulated, they turn into white-collar crooks. Real talk. When banks are becoming deregulated, and they're engaging in something like cryptocurrency, I'm telling you, it's a red flag. I'm telling you, it's one of the biggest red flags you could see as far as what is happening in the global economy. Okay, right before a recession. Banks are moving into crypto. People have lost their savings and their retirement accounts over crypto. So the banks want to take your money, and they want to put it in crypto to move it from banks to banks. No, baby, they're moving it to the Cayman Islands. Did you hear me? Banks are moving the money that they got from the Biden administration and fake nonprofits, and they're moving that money to shell corporations and the Cayman Islands. That's what they're doing. What should we do? Well, let me tell you what you should do. You focus on my live stream and you learn how to stack this cash. I'm telling you these examples so that you understand that money flows, money moves. I'm telling you these examples so that you understand what the news is actually trying to tell you. That is the purpose of my live stream. This is not about fear. This is not about panic. This is about strategically thinking, shrewd business thinking, and making moves in accordance to the flow of money. Okay? I want to be clear. Your feelings have no place in my live stream. I need your brain. Your brain. Leave your feelings out of my live stream. I need you to think logically. What do? You earn money. Banks are moving money into crypto because why? They want to keep that money. They want to keep that money. Nobody makes a move into crypto unless they're trying to hold on to every single dollar that they have. That is the purpose of this. Now, what do? You need to earn money. Because the more money you earn, the more you're safeguarded, and the more knowledge you have to ride economic booms, you're always in a state of prosperity. You see, the problem is we get angry with banks. We get angry with banks because they engage in unsavory activities. But you must understand, banks are getting paid. Banking executives are making money. So that is the purpose of my live stream, is to illustrate to you from all echelons of society that they are stacking cash. So banks are moving into crypto not because they care about you per se. They care about money. They're earning money. So I'm giving you these examples so you see how money moves and how to look at what people are doing to cause the money to move. Are you with me? That's what this is about. It's showing you how corporate executives, policymakers, and all of these rich people, what they're doing and what they're doing with your money. Now, the only reason why they can do it with your money is because you don't understand what they're doing. So when I'm telling you a heavy regulated industry like banking has gotten approval from the FDIC and the OCC to engage in crypto, when they have been an antagonist to crypto the whole time, that means game changing. That means all you crypto traders, all you crypto founders, the banking industry is moving in on your territory. And anytime a dinosaur wants to move in on something else, that means their house is collapsing. The banking industry, which is a megasaur, is now moving over to crypto to take over. That should tell all you crypto people something is up with the stock market, with Wall Street, and the banking industry, because no one moves over to your territory, to your neighborhood, unless their house was burning the hell down. Where we at? Where we at? Come on, people. Come on. Think about what I'm saying. If banks were stacking this money like they normally do on their high horse, they wouldn't touch crypto. They're only getting involved in crypto because the banking industry is going up like underwear in flames. And instead of being honest about it, you know what they're doing? They're doing colonization. They're doing economic colonization, which means they are taking over the cryptocurrency. That's the only time someone else wants to colonize someone else, is when they want their resources and their stuff is going down. So the banking industry is moving in on crypto. So all of you guys crypto who have been playing this game, making this money, starting this market, you got Big Daddy coming in for y'all. They're coming for your money. They're coming for your territory, and they're trying to muck up what you've built. I want you to chew on that. All right? I want you to chew on that. Now, China. China is rallying support for the tech sector of the market. Now, oh boy, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. China is a great country. China makes a lot of great goods. China is wonderful. It has a long, great, rich history. China has amassed a lot of wealth by engaging in global trade with countries like the United States. Now, because of what has been happening between the U.S. and China, the U.S. has decided to put tariffs on goods coming from China. Now, China is not happy. Okay, it has salted fish in its mouth, and it's like, no, it doesn't like it. It doesn't like it because the amount of money that it's grown accustomed to is getting squeezed. So what China is attempting to do is basically align with the EU, align with Canada. I also think they're trying to align with Mexico, but I'm being hypothetical. But what China is also doing is China has banks like Citibank, HSBC, companies like BlackRock, who are advocating for U.S. investors and international investors to put their money in China instead of the United States. Now, this is a great idea. However, the United States is based upon democracy and capitalism. China is based upon communism. Now, even though China is based off of communism, it has been engaging and capitalistic activities. Now, because they have been cooperating and earning a lot of money from capitalistic activities, some of you guys who are in certain industries have gotten confused. You seem to think because China has put on a capitalistic suit that its foundation, its body, its spirit is not communism. No, 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 no. Because if you don't know what happens with the communistic government, let me tell you what they do. They can take possession of your stuff. They can take ownership of your money, of your company, of your house, of your clothes, your car, your future generations. So when people are telling you like HSBC and Citibank and BlackRock to invest in China because China is overweight compared to the US, you must know history. History is really, 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 really important. Now, would I put my money there? No. Why? Because the US and China are fighting. We're not getting along. So even as a U.S. citizen who's investing money in China, you must understand that you are engaging in risky activities because we are not having a cohesive, we're not seeing eye to eye. And when people are not seeing eye to eye, that creates a potential for betrayal. Now, next, China is basically rallying CEOs and trying to get CEOs to move their money there. China is basically promising, is advertising moderately loose policies. China is talking to CEOs, companies, promoting the fact that it will have moderately loose policies. It's language that's very similar to 2008. Does anyone know what happens in 2008? Is there anyone in my live stream who knows what happened in 2008? Come on, tap that screen, guys. I don't know why your finger has basically stopped moving. Does anyone know what happened in 2008? Anyone? Come on. There has to be someone in my live stream who knows what happened. Crash. Thank you. It was a financial bubble. So China is going around basically cheerleading. If you invest in our country, we will give you moderately loose policies, which led to the 2008 financial crisis. Now, for all of you smart people who are listening to HSBC, Citibank, and BlackRock, you don't look too smart. You don't look too smart. You are telling U.S. citizens, foreign investors, and domestic investors in the U.S. to put their money into China. And China is basically advocating for policies that led to the 2008 financial crisis. Give me a goddamn break. Give me a break. Give me a break. Make it make sense. You think because someone tells you what you want to hear and you become greedy and Saint Upid, that changes what happens. You can't change economics. Economics is give and take. It's supply and demand. It's balance. And when people are operating outside the paradigm of what makes sense, that creates economic bubbles. And when economic bubbles happens, people lose. They lose a lot. They lose hard. They go so far down the broke money that they lost the K and the E. They're just broke. Now you must understand, why is China doing this? China is basically they're trying to do an economic coup. China is trying to do an economic coup on the United States. Now, if anyone doesn't know what I mean, you're going to have to forgive me. You're going to have to look up what the word coup means, and you're going to have to look up the word economic. By China attempting to get CEOs to move their money, move their funding, move their interests over to there, using policies that caused the 2008 financial crisis, they are basically trying to create an economic coup on the United States of America. They are trying to put extra downward pressure on the U.S. economy at a time that our economy is shrinking and the global economy is also cooling off. This is huge. And if you get caught up in the hype and listening to what other people are saying, you're going to lose it all. You see, unlike the U.S., you actually have some rights when it comes to your business and your investment. When you put your money in a region, in a territory, that has a different policy and outlook in regards to democracy and capitalism, you must understand you are basically offering your cash up as a sacrifice. You are offering your bank account as a sacrifice. And there's nothing you can say or do. You don't believe me? Look at what we did to Russia. We stole the money of rich people, Russians, because we were fighting a war between Ukraine and Russia. So if you don't think a country can freeze your foreign assets at its whim, you better go back and get an education. If we can freeze the assets and the EU can freeze the assets of Russian citizens that had nothing to do with the Ukraine and Russia war, then you must trust and believe the same thing's going to happen to all of you who are listening to HSBC, Citibank, and BlackRock, and the list goes on. Are you with me? Welcome to my live stream, everyone. Welcome to my live. This is why you're watching me. You're watching power struggles, geopolitical struggles. You are watching money flow happen right in front of your face. You must look behind what people are telling you. The U.S. doesn't have a problem with China, and China doesn't have a problem with U.S. The fundamental problem is how we're splitting up this money pie. How we're splitting up this money. I want y'all to understand. Y'all think the U.S. doesn't like China and that China doesn't like the U.S. No, this is about money. This is about money. China wants a bigger bag. The U.S. is saying, hell no, give me my money back. You got two giants fighting over cash. They're fighting over money.
Godzilla.
They're like Godzilla's fighting over money. And you think it has something to do with religion? No. It's always been about money. That is why how two countries who supposedly don't like each other are able to do business together. That is how you have one company selling arms to both countries. You have one company selling weapons to two countries that's fighting. How do you have one company selling weapons to both people who are fighting? It's always been about money. You guys think Russia, Ukraine, and all this. No, it's about money. Money is not evil. It's people who do evil things. I want to repeat, money is a tool. It's people who do foul things. So when you're getting caught up in the rhetoric of China and the U.S., no, guys. The U.S. and China fundamentally don't have a problem with each other. We're just fighting over who's going to get how much of this bag. Who's going to get the most bag? Now, I want you to get a part of this bag. That's why you're watching me. But I want you to understand it's not what you think. We fundamentally do not have a problem with China. We're just fighting over dollars. That's it. All right. So here, U.S. banks, U.S. banking giants are pushing for a rollback of regulator powers. Hold on, guys. Hold on. All right. U.S. banks, banking giants are advocating for deregulation. Anytime the banks are cheerleading for banking regulations, that means they're not making money. Let me tell you how this cycle goes with business. This cycle goes with banking. When the economy is strong and the economy is booming, banks are okay with being in federal economic prison by the United States government. Listen to me. When the economy is strong and they are charging you interest out the gazoo and they're charging you fees out the other gazoo, banks have no problem being in economic prison by the federal government. It's only when there's a recession that they turn into magical bitch babies. It's only magical during a recession when they actually are supposed to use their banking skills and their intelligence that they start whining like they got a rash on their booty. Because anytime banks want a deregulation, guys, you already know. Come on now, you know what they're doing. They're sitting in their country club. They're making it rain. They're laughing their asses off while all of you are rubbing two pennies together. They basically got your money. They don't want anyone to watch what they're doing because what they want to do is not good. It never ends well. So when the FDIC tells the banks that you can engage in crypto activity and we will tell you in the future what you can or cannot do, guys, it's hot, drippy shit. Real talk. When banks are not being controlled, you know and I know you cannot trust them. So now you got the OCC on their side. You got the FDIC on their side. You got HSBC and Citibank. Basically, they're doing all this. Let us be free. We already have a recession. Banks are now going to engage in crypto. The stock market is sliding, belly sliding like a penguin on the 200-day moving average. Do you see what I see? I see a bunch of people moving to the economic boom side. These old ways of earning money, are taking people to broke. When you're still trying to earn money from the old money side, you're going to go for broke. What you need to do is to move to the side where the money is actually being made legitimately, legally, objectively, where it makes sense. And that is in the digital economic boom. What the banks, the stock markets, and all these other people are doing, it makes no sense. It is literally the wild, wild west. Okay? Banks want to speed up approval. They want to raise the bar on anti-laundering. They want loose capital rules and more. When do they want to raise? Listen, guys, when did they start raising the bars on anti-laundering? And they want to engage in crypto. At the same time. Listen to me. Banks want to raise the standards of excellence on anti-laundering. Shouldn't they already be doing that? Shouldn't banks already have the highest standards when it comes to anti-laundering?
They want to go past 10,000, like 12,000.
That means they're up to some shite. They're telling you, if you let us do whatever we want to do, we will raise the standards on anti-laundering. Just let us engage in crypto so we can move the money out of the country as quickly as possible and make it disappear so this never exists. They want loose capital laws. You want to know why? Because when the U.S. economy starts tanking, banks want to start getting involved in unsavory money-making activity. Real talk. When banks cannot make money legitimately from an economy that is soaring, these bespoke suits-wearing people want to do business with those who typically they should not be doing business with. And you need to read between the lines from what I'm saying. And you can go in history and see what I'm talking about. Banks have engaged with banking activities with said individuals that would be highly frowned upon. So now banks are asking and gotten permission to engage in crypto. And they want looser regulations. You want to know why? Because they want money. Banks make money. And they can't get money on the side of light. They will get money on the side of darkness. And you're going to have to read between the lines on what I'm saying. You need to read between the lines of what I'm saying. You need to go watch a Netflix movie. You need to go choose a Netflix movie and you need to read between the lines of what I'm saying. When banks cannot make money on the proper side, banks have no problem sliding onto the other side of the economy to stack that cash. It's always about cash. They just don't want to go to jail. And that's why they're asking for looser regulation. Banksters, yellow, yellow. Thank you. That's what we're talking about. Welcome to my live stream, everyone. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to tell you where the economic boom is happening. There is an economic boom happening. It is happening in the digital industry. There's money being made. There are sound economic factors that support that. But I needed to take you through this journey for you to see that one, money doesn't disappear, money moves. There are economic booms that are happening at the same time, and there are reckless economic policies and financial decisions that are happening in front of your face because people are greedy. People are not trustworthy. And when I say people, I mean companies, I mean people, I mean governments. The list goes on and on. I want you to get out of your emotions and I want you to start thinking about things objectively so that you can put the money that you stack in a safe way and you can secure your prosperity and your wealth. Now, last but not least, the FBI is investigating the cyber attack at Oracle. Now, you don't know, Oracle is in Silicon Valley. Oracle was actually in my neighborhood. I used to drive past Oracle all the time. Now, can you believe that one of the best has gotten attacked, cyber attack? They got hacked. How of the best companies, has gotten hacked. And the FBI is involved. Now, Oracle said that this wasn't that big of a deal. 6 million records being stolen is not that big of a deal. Now, if you don't know anything about technology, it takes time. It takes time to take 6 million records. That means somebody was sitting in their cybersecurity department watching 6 million records. Someone's sitting in their cybersecurity department and they actually sat back and they did not notice 6 million records disappearing. Now, 6 million records, I'm going to repeat, cannot disappear like that. The information has to be transferred. So how is it possible that Oracle, one of the best, one of the giants, one of the real ones, they're the OGs, they're one of the OGs. How in the hell does Oracle get hacked? And they say 6 million records being stolen. It's not that big of a deal. It's not a thing. You want to know why they said that? Because if they told the truth, their stock market would go below the 200-day moving average. This is how people lie to you, y'all. They're telling you 6 million records being stolen is not that big of a deal. They are supposed to be one of the best in cybersecurity. 6 million records got transferred right in front of their face, and they have a cybersecurity department. They actually helped create cybersecurity, and these sons of bitches didn't even realize that 6 million records were disappearing. The only thing they care about is this follows: their stock price. But guess what? Their stock price is going down because no one believes the bullshit that's coming out of their mouth. Someone sat in Oracle and watched the transfer of 6 million records, health records, move from Oracle's database to someone else's database. Now, I firmly believe they had an inside connection, but don't quote me. It's a hypothesis I have because it makes no sense how 6 million records can disappear and Oracle has security 24/7 and no one in 24 hours can notice this ish. And when the FBI gets involved, you know it's worse than what they said. It's so bad that the FBI got involved. Now, do you know how many times AT&T has gotten hacked? Do you know how many times AT&T has gotten hacked and the FBI has not gotten involved? So the fact that the FBI has gotten involved and Oracle getting hacked, that means Oracle is not telling the truth. Listen to me. AT&T has gotten hacked so many times, I swear to God, there's probably many of me with my social security, my information floating out here in the world. No FBI agent has come over to help AT&T when they get hacked. Why is the FBI investigating the hacking at Oracle unless Oracle is not telling the god dang on truth? Now, why would Oracle not tell the truth? Well, they don't want the money to flow away from them. Because if the truth about the hacking of Oracle got out, do you know how much business they would lose? Oracle has business with the United States government. If the United States government cannot trust Oracle with cybersecurity and other mega companies cannot trust Oracle, do you understand why they said it's no big deal? Because the money would flow so quickly, it would be like a dam breaking. Hold on. I don't see y'all. I don't see y'all. I don't see those hearts. You have to read the signs, people. You got to read the signs. The FBI does not waste its time researching, investigating a hack unless Oracle is lying its ass off. More was stolen. More than you realize was stolen. Probably national security information was stolen. You don't believe me? Google it. Oracle is involved in the U.S. government. Heavily. So they're telling you 6 million health records were stolen. The FBI does not get involved or a goddamn 6 million health records. No. Oracle is tied to the U.S. government. The FBI is involved because some type of national security information was stolen. You with me? Good. Now that you understand that my live stream is the real deal, let me tell you where the money's at. Okay? Amidst this chaos, you have some wonderful things happening. You have a digital economic boom that's happening right before your face. The fact that you're watching me from a cell phone, it means that you're already participating in this economic boom. The digital wave, the digital industry includes cell phones, quantum computing, AI, robotics, automations. The list goes on and on and on, but it also includes e-learning. Now, some of you think e-learning is not cool. It's not, but e-learning is lucrative. E-learning has no licenses, no gatekeepers, no permits, no regulators. E-learning is wonderful because e-learning actually leverages the technology of AI and automations to earn people 100% profits. I told you at the beginning of my live stream, one, I wanted to educate you on how to think differently and how to understand that money does not disappear, money flows. What do? Those of you who don't want to wait, go to my profile, go to my website. Now back on topic. Because of COVID-19 and how it changed how we learn and how we work, the e-learning industry has been booming right in front of your face. Now, a lot of you do not know this because you're still stuck in traditional systems of earning money and getting the education. What I mean is you're going into debt for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 taking student loans when you can get the same quality, if not better quality education through e-learning. Now, because of these digital technologies, e-learning is a $1.5 billion daily industry. I said billion and I said daily. That's over 10 billion a week. The e-learning industry is projected to double in 2 years. So by 2027, the e-learning industry is going to go from $1.5 billion to $3 billion daily. Now, how do you get this money? Well, let me tell you. First, because you happen to be alive during a time where there's a digital economic boom and your worst sci-fi dreams and or nightmares are coming true, it is allowing a leveling of the playing field. It is breaking glass ceilings. Because of digital technologies, you no longer have to work your way up in the pyramid scheme dream called the American dream anymore. You no longer have to beg, plead for a promotion, a raise, or a loan to start your own business because of digital technologies. One. Also, because of digital technologies, and this is relatively new, most of society does not know how to earn money online. Most of you are used to driving to a job, sitting in a desk for 8 to 12 hours, and begging for pennies, peanuts, and scraps. Because of the digital technology, there's a puzzle. A puzzle at the wrong time. Here we go. Because of digital technology, you can be a nanny, you can be a driver, you can be a unemployed John Hopkins professor, you can be a former software programmer, AI programmer, because you're all going to be unemployed soon. I'm just telling you real talk. Quantum computing, AI, and robotics. Now, why is this important? There's been a long period of time where there's been a pyramid of trying to get to the top, and most people are not able to get to the top, and your income is a reflection of that. You are living a pyramid scheme dream called the middle class lifestyle, and that is being leveraged by debt. That is actually, you're following a paradigm that's going to keep you on a financial economic hamster wheel. The only way you're going to get off of this hamster wheel is that you need to earn more money without having expenses. So why am I talking to you about the e-learning industry? One, because it's a microeconomic boom. It uses the same technologies that are putting you out of a job. AI is putting you guys out of a job. Automations are putting you out of a job. Quantum computing is putting you out of a job. Robotics is putting you out of a job. You cannot compete with AI, quantum computing, and a humanoid robot that can work 24/7. Now, you are human. You exist. You must earn an income. You can't get the income you want through employment. You must get it through having your own business. I'm going to repeat. To benefit from this economic boom and to benefit for where we are technologically in this day and age, you must have your own business. Now, how do you get your own business? Because most of you cannot afford it. Guess what? That's why you're watching me. Traditional businesses are not practical anymore unless you have the money to back it up. So that is why I am suggesting and advocating for you to take a look at e-learning, because e-learning now uses systems like automations and AI that allows you to have an online business that is fully automated and works for you 24/7. So just like Amazon has a warehouse with automations and robotics, you can use some of the same technologies and earn money. Remember, I told you I'm going to show you how you can emulate the actions of the rich, of the powerful, and what they do. This is that part of the live stream. How do they earn money? Well, they look at what is happening. Right now, hundreds of billions of trillions of dollars are being invested in cybersecurity. Not Oracle, though. Cybersecurity. I'm so shady. AI, robotics, money is being invested there. Sound money. Why is it sound money? Because they're actually creating something. Unlike the stock market, who is based upon businesses, and crypto, which is based upon feelings, the digital economic boom is actually creating something of value. That's why this is not a bubble. Hi, Michael. This is not a bubble. You have robotics, self-driving cars. They're creating real things. So when I say you could have an economic recession and an economic boom at the same time, you see it happening right in front of your face. Now, how do you get this money? With e-learning and because of technologies, you don't have to create anything. You can have a 2-hour workday. You can get paid daily, and you can earn 100% profits off of having a business with no expenses. You can have an online business that costs you no money and you earn 100% of the profits. You need to listen. If you thought you had to focus before, you need to focus now, because some of you don't know that you can work 2 hours a day, get paid daily, and earn 100% profits. Now, who can do this? A 4-year-old can do this. A high school dropout can do this. A judge who just got fired from Trump can do this. Do you understand? A former Johns Hopkins tenured professor can do this. A software programmer can do this. A stay-at-home mom can do this. Unemployed for the rest of your life can do this. This is critical because most of society does not know how to earn money online. So we're all starting at the same playing field. Now, to earn money in an economic boom, you need the right time. If you're too soon or you're too late, you get screwed. Next, you need the knowledge. You need to get skilled on earning money in the digital age. And 3, you need the technology. This is how companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Apple, IBM, this is how they're making money. 1, they look at the timing. 2, they invest. 3, they get knowledge and they couple them together, and that's how they stack that cash. This is how they stack that cash. Now, what do? I told you you need to do the same thing. The timing for the e-learning industry is right now. It is projected to double within 2 years. Now, if you don't know because you've been asleep at the bank, we're in 2025. And 2027 is projected to double. 2 years. That is called a boom. This is not a bubble because it's actually based upon spending, investment, and the production of actual goods. Unlike what's happening in the stock market, who's acting like it's having some type of imbalance, okay? Our economy is going down. The stock market keeps trying to pretend like it's going up. That's called a bubble. This is an economic boom because you have spending and investment in actual goods that are being created. And because these goods are being created, new services can be provided. And one of those services is e-learning. Now, do you have to have tech skills? No. Do you have to have a special work experience? No. Do you have to tech skills, work experience? You have to have a certain education? No. Everything you need to be taught, you will be taught to earn money online. You don't have to create anything. The only thing you need to do is invest one time. Now, how much does it cost? It's cheaper than your cell phone. You paid about $1,000 for a cell phone. If you would have invested one time in an automated system, I call it an automated money machine, 600 or 300 or 100. I'm going to repeat. One-time investment of 600 or 300 or 100. You can have an automated money machine that's in a booming e-learning industry that uses AI and automations that works for you 24/7, that allows you to have a 2-hour workday, daily pay, and earn 100% profits. This is not multi-level marketing. This is not cold calling. This is not network marketing. This is not affiliate marketing. And this is not DMing friends and families and strangers. This is an online business. You get the technology and the education together. Digital products, I'm going to call you digital products. You get the education and the technology together. Now, for those of you who already have online businesses and you are not able to attract your customer, and you don't have enough money for marketing and advertising, you will be taught how to attract your ideal customer without spending money. Now, I want you to understand this. You get the technology and the education together. This is not something that you learn and you earn, 4 years later. No, it's not like that. Digital products, digital products, I need you to focus. I want you to understand, just like your Apple iPhone comes with a manual. Your flat screen TV comes with a manual. Your gaming system comes with a manual. This online, thank you for oh gosh, he gave me a mustache. Thank you, Terrell. Thank you, Terrell. You gave me a stash, dude. You gave me a stash. Come on now. Help a sister out. Help me out. Thank you. Thank you for the gift. This comes with training. Just like you have to be reskilled to be a lawyer, a plumber, a carpenter, a nurse, you have to get reskilled to earn money during a digital economic boom. And you must have the technology. If you don't have the technology and you don't have the skills and knowledge, you're going to stay broke money, or you're going to slide into broke money. This is critical. How do people earn money? Right timing, investing at the right time, getting the skills, and taking action. This is so simple, a 4-year-old can do. And for those of you who just want knowledge on how to earn money and attract customers online, you will be taught this. This is an education that's coupled with technology that comes with it. You're not going to find anything that is like this, that is affordable and that is beginner friendly and step by step. Real talk. If you're a high school dropout, a college dropout, a life dropout, an unemployed executive, you have to start all over. There is unlimited income potential. This is legal. This is legit. And this is all using your cell phone. You need 2 hours a day to focus on income earning activities. And that is how you generate an income with your automated money machine. Now, if you want to know what to do and how to do it, I don't give out my website. My website's on my profile. I only want people who are focused and ready to take action on the same patterns of behavior that rich people use to earn money. Real talk. You have to know how to take action. You have to be committed and consistent. Is this easy to do? For me, it is. I see it as easy. I see it as risk-free because you're getting knowledge, which you're not going to get anyplace else. You're getting the technology, which you would have to pay a lot of money to get. The technology is built. The education's there. It's all convenient from your cell phone. You can do this anywhere in the world. You will be taught and handheld. Now, this is learn to earn. I want to repeat, learn to earn. You learn every day, you implement it. You learn every day. This is very simple. When I say it's hand-holding, you're going to be handheld. You're going to be handheld. You're going to be taught. You implement. So if you're interested in learning how to have a 2-hour workday like me, how to get paid daily like me, how to earn 100% of the money like me, I'm in Vietnam right now. A week ago, I was in Malaysia. I'm a digital nomad. I have a degree in business and international economics. So for those of you who think I don't sound intelligent, I'm probably not. But I do have a degree in business and international economics. So if you think I make sense, and you think I'm objective, and you think I have some level of intelligence, you might want to take a look at this. It's beginner friendly. It is affordable. There's a payment plan, and it's cheaper than your gaming system, your cell phone, your flat screen TV, and everything else you do. You can have a 2-hour workday. You can get an education every day that takes about 30 minutes of your time, and you can be set up to earn income 24/7 passively with an online automated machine that's already built. All you got to do is plug in your domain, which you can do within 24 to 72 hours, and you could be launching to profit by 7 days. Some of you may need more than 7 days, but the fact is this. Here's the fact. 2-hour workday. Not sitting in traffic for 2 to 4 hours. Getting paid daily. Not waiting every 2 weeks, once a month. Not begging for promotions. Not hoping for a raise. And 100%. That means all of your activities, based off all your activities, all the money goes to you. Now, for some of you who don't understand what 100% profits mean, it means you earn money. There's no expenses. So all the money goes to your bank account. You do not work for me. I want to repeat. You do not work for me. You do not work for me. You work for yourself. This is not a pyramid. You invest in an automated system, this is your business. Like Amazon has its website, Amazon has an automated system. You get your own automated system. This is your business. How long are these classes? Some of them are 5 minutes. 5 minutes? These are online classes. This is a new game, guys. You're used to sitting in classes for an hour. This is you can be sitting on the beach. You could be on the subway. You could be at an airport watching a 5-minute, 30-minute video that's teaching you this information. This is a game changer. But I want to repeat, you invest in your automated system. Thank you. You earn 100% of the money. You invest in your own technology that's already built. You earn all the money. It has not a damn thing to do with me. Yeah, I get no money from your automated system.
2 minutes.
So I have to go. My call to action is you as follows. All you got to do is go to my profile. My website's there. You can do this I'm still lost, and just trust me, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I can't help you. If you're still lost, this is not the right live stream for you, and writing this economic boom is not for you. Real talk. I can only take you so far. You need to take action. If you can put I'm still lost though, that means you can take that same initiative, go to my profile, get my website. I don't handhold, I don't babysit, and I don't do it. I've done enough right now. And if you have no appreciation for that, I'm good too. If you're lost and you're confused, you probably should not come back to my live stream, because this is about cash. 2-hour workday cash, daily pay cash, 100% profits in your bank account cash. And if you can't wrap your brain around that, I'm going to leave you where I found you. Did you hear me? I mean, no disrespect. If you can't understand that, I'm going to leave your ass where I found you. Now you can determine what street that's on. Have a good night. Thank you. My website is on my profile. This is real money. This is legal money. This is legit money in an industry that is booming. $1.5 to $3 billion daily within 2 years. You need no formal education. You will be taught everything. So I suggest you get on this wagon, you get this bag, you get your business so you can stay out of the food bank line, the unemployment line, because Trump is cutting welfare. Economic welfare for other countries, and he's also cutting welfare for USA citizens. He's cutting aid. So if you have no interest in being hungry, I suggest you look at this because you can afford this. Sell your $1,500 cell phone, take $600 of that, start your business, turn a profit, and then you can get as many cell phones, flat screen TVs, and gaming systems that you want. That's real talk. That's what bosses do. They take action. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Go to my website. It's on my profile.